and welcome to session number 27 of our Star Wars game, where we are dealing with various things happening in the Elrood Sector. And I'm just checking to make sure the microphone's actually working, as is the cameras. So I will get Kesley to introduce what happened last session.
Alrighty, so as a recap for last session, we were at the starport when all of a sudden we learned of an attack at the other starport. In conjunction, we also learned about the death of Fabio.
Death?
Of Fabio.
Death, though?
Death question.
I remember there was a lot of Scooby-Doo sounds last time.
There is. So at
alleged death.
Yes.
Alleged death.
Yep.
You need it basically with Star Wars. If there's no body,
Ow.
he's not dead.
No, not with Star Wars.
We had his quote-unquote ashes already sent off.
They kill people all the time.
As we are at the second control tower, we're trying to get an understanding of what's going on. A couple of freighters from the company XTS have been stolen. They were to get decontaminated, even though there was no contamination found upon their entry. And things are a bit fishy. So what we found out is that XTS is owned by Zizor, very, very important Twi'lek, head of XTS, basically super rich oligarch kind of dude. Is like, hey, find our ships. Because we've also been hinted at that the important cargo on these ships were part of an Imperial project called the Interceptor Project. Thus, Lieutenant Sandimo has now joined us on the planet that we're on, along with Admiral Thrawn's Star Destroyer Chimera is now within the air around us. Just a couple other small details that we'll go over more in detail. Yeah, so we are trying to get access to control tower data, along with finding a local pirate called Dorok, who has a reputation of leaving no witnesses. It seems that 10 of his crew died in this attack, but they took the bodies, and we're looking for his ship called the Last Thing. There's now bounty set out by XTS on Dork and his crew. Our plan was to get access to the holonet, to ask for Eva's owed ship, and get info on the pirates. So, Eva is not with us tonight, but we were going to help him out on that. But the idea is to get on the holonet to get info on the pirates that we need to search. Anyway, I'm playing Kayana.
Okay, so introduce the rest of Kayana.
So Kayana is a Mandalorian Sector Ranger leader of the group. She is trying to make sure everybody follows orders, tries to get the mission complete correctly. For the last, it's herding cats. So, that's Kayana.
Okay.
Herding cats on caffeine.
Also on the table is Ariana.
I was going to say, was this all on the same planet we delivered the flutter bottom things?
Yep.
Flutter booms. Okay, so I'm Thane, True Striker, member of the Starwing Clan. Skip tracing hardboard, good cop with rapid recovery. Who was here originally thinking it'd be as simple as delivering Mandalorian flutterbooms, and is now drawn into conspiracy theories number 6, 7, 8 through to 102. So yeah,
Things happen.
that's me.
Just so you can see if I had people's character sheets. Which I
Um,
don't seem to know where they ended up.
yeah, sometimes they are. Do you want me to have a look while you're doing the rest of the intros?
Sure. So, also online today we have Ross.
No, it hasn't told him.
Yes, I'm playing Khalid, the Enforcer. Basically, keep everybody in line and that.
Yep.
Keep everyone honest.
And,
Are you claiming to have kept Piper in line?
no, I'm basically, no, Piper needs to be kept in line or I have to perform Order 66 on her, but
Ah, I see. Yeah.
I don't really like that. But unfortunately, that is my role in the clan, and
That's the issue.
they chose it for me, so I basically have to deal with it.
Yep. And our other online player is David.
It's like all of them.
Hello, I'm David. I play a character who is the complete and utter opposite to everything that's just been described. I play V1337, the resident cool guy, party cohesion expert, frontline specialist, range combat. No, none of these things. I play V1337, who is the local droid, awfully fond at fixing things, mechanical or flushy mix-ups, and well, doesn't promote cohesion at all.
All those fun
Excuse me.
He's the one throwing the wrench into everything.
As it turns out, they were over there.
Yeah.
Well,
It's always somewhere
technically,
random.
It kind of is a walking wrench anyway.
Well, I'm sure people pick you up, they can turn anything.
Does this mean we can call you a bolt sack instead of a meat sack?
Try it and see what happens next time you need a medical attention.
No, it's a bucket of bolts.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can point out which ones are loose.
I don't know. It depends on whether or not he rolls murderous or not. If I want a new character, I think I'll keep that in mind.
There you go.
So you'll spend about 8 days going through the evidence of the scene with San Diego. In that time, you've not heard a peep from Piper or Kadkia. They've just gone off the grid.
Okay.
So not good news.
And it has been noticed that one of your rangers has gone missing.
Oh shit! That's right. Kaki is a ranger.
Yep.
So you've been asked to please explain to the captain of the starship what happened to your ranger.
Have fun.
I'll explain that they have been assigned on an undercover mission that I'm not wait, are they my commanding officer?
They are in. Well, they're military officers, so they can
But are they
outrank
my
you.
commanding officer?
The captain of a Star Destroyer can take control of the sector ranges.
Okay. Well then I would say that Kaki is on a undercover mission along with our consultant in researching some of the criminal underground around the sector. So that's the excuse I give them. We'll see if they believe it or not.
So, Ross, you might need to mute when you're not talking because there's a lot of noise coming through from your end.
Meanwhile, I'm continuing to send pings to their communicators to see if I can trace or even find where they are. But alas.
Last you heard from them was when you were going to the hospital.
Yep.
And they just completely dropped off the grid.
Yep. So they are somewhere, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to keep Piper safe, I'm best off leaving them. It's very backwards thinking, but I can't bring more attention to Piper. So, in order to not bring attention to her, I have to let her be missing. And I have to assume that Kakia has found her and is still with her. So that way I am following my family's orders.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's all good.
that's how I'm just
What,
fine.
you follow orders?
What? Who? What?
Mrs.
No.
Break No Rules? Miss Break No Rules, actually.
Exactly.
As far as I know, you don't have a partner yet. Do they even do Mr. and Mrs. in Star Wars?
Well, they have marriage.
Do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have marriage.
Oh yeah, of course they'd have marriage. Sorry. You could have totally fooled me there for 2 seconds. I would have been, what? No!
Then again, with Star Wars, you can literally say anything. It's like, oh yeah, and this and this and this, and like, if
Oh,
nobody
look, I
knows anything
believe
about
him.
Star
He's a
Wars, it's
GM.
just like,
Yeah.
what?
Even if I knew about it, my memory is so slow, he could easily convince me of lots of stuff.
Okay, so you also hear over the grapevine via B1 who gets a message in Wookiee speak, which they call, one of the Wookiee speaks anyway, there are multiple of them. Just to confuse people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to David if he passes that on.
If David hasn't dropped out.
He has dropped out, so we can't pass it on right now, so obviously you don't hear the important message.
Yeah, might interrupt us later. Did you tell the ship guy the truth? Yeah. Okay.
Well, no.
No, what did you say?
I said they're on an undercover
Cover
mission, researching the criminal underground of this sector.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if they don't turn up on this planet, I have an excuse.
But what happens if we come... Oh, well, if they disappear, we won't have gotten any info from them anyway.
They're in deep undercover.
Yeah.
And then the way I'm justifying it to the family is that I can't bring more eyes on Piper, so I have to let Piper be missing, and I have to trust that Kakia finds her.
Yeah.
And you find that eBay hasn't checked in for a couple of days, having gone off to check on family.
Yep. I'm gonna guess that
Hopefully-
we'll find eBay in some sort of gambling den.
Hopefully he'll come back with either new resources we can use or some sort of gossip or knowledge that's useful.
Or new bling.
Yeah, probably. How the hell would a Jawa show off bling?
Very
Just
carefully.
a big, gold
Guarantee
chain.
he'll have something ridiculous.
Yeah. Probably from Marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it on sale, I'm sure.
Special family discount, 4 times the price.
Well, it's better than paying the usual 10 times the price.
Exactly.
Okay, so what you hear from Sandemo, who's been also doing his research into stuff, is he believes that the shipment has made it to Kidron, which is one of the nearby planets.
That was the one right next to Elrood.
Yep. So it doesn't look like it's been taken out of the sector.
So
But-
which ship is in Kidron?
The 2 stolen ships.
Oh, okay, yep.
And because it is nearby, he recommends going there for further investigations.
Yep.
And you have had a person show up from the Zizor's transport service, who looks like that.
She's cool. Wait, is that Guri?
Guri, yes.
Yeah, yep. Is Is that a she or like another Falbio?
Is a she.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, high cheekbones could have belonged to a European.
So, from Ross's perspective, not sure if you can see that. So yes, she shows up in a custom starfighter that you've not seen before.
Yeah. I don't have any video footage.
Oh,
No video footage, sorry about that. In which case then I will share it. I knew I forgot something. Here we go. There we go. That might help.
David was back for a quick second and then disappeared again.
Yeah, I believe he's got...
There he is.
He pops in and out. So there...
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. So do you see that there, Ross?
Vaguely, yep.
Okay. So that's the... she's the one who shows up representing the Zazor Transport Company. And she shows up in a custom starfighter.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I've played the Star Wars miniature game, and that's one of the fighters in it. Yep.
That one there.
That one's cool.
Ooh. Ooh.
Basically...
Very cool and very expensive.
Yeah, it's not available for sale. And it probably outdoes most of the other starfighters on the market.
So how many people does it take? Just one?
Just one.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
unfortunately, we
in the
can't
hands
hitch
of
a
one
ride to
ace
Kid Ron in
pilot
it.
can decimate an entire
We'll
squadron.
We'll be alright. Alrighty. Well then, I guess it looks like we are set to head to Kidron.
Yep.
So I guess we'll pack up everybody we can.
Mm-hmm. People we can find.
We will pack up the people we can find
I'll,
and start charting to Kidron.
I'll leave a message for Sendemo that if any of the
Well,
three...
Sendemo's coming along.
Oh, okay. Well, I asked Sendemo to leave a message with somebody who's there regularly most of the time, that if our three missing people... Is it just three we're missing?
He says, who's missing?
No, not missing. I don't say missing. Our three other people turn up.
3 people on missing.
Let them know where we are.
He says, sure. He will let the local garrison keep an eye out for them.
Well, I warned due to Kyanna's explanation of the undercover mission of Piper and Cadkia, they're to observe but not communicate with.
That's okay, they're already on the observed list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just be aware that one of the persons is a Jawa.
Yeah.
He is
with
aware.
a lot of gold.
Yeah.
So it should be able to be identified from other Jawas.
Yes. Doesn't he have purple eyes too?
He does, yes.
Yeah, but the problem is by the time they've seen their eyes, they've already shot them.
Oh, okay. How does that make
Yeah,
it different from the time they see the bling, you know? It's...
No, that means that they basically, when they see shiny things coming off a Jawa that normally just wears brown robes, they'll know that's that one.
Oh, hopefully.
Makes it easier to target.
I was gonna, no, I'm not gonna make the joke about target practice. It's EBR. We like him.
And so David, B1337 got a message in Wookiee speak.
Oh.
Does he pass on the contents?
Can he translate it?
He can. He's been working at that.
Using Wikipedia?
Absolutely.
I'm sure Wikipedia comes in handy for all sorts of things.
And that's a real thing.
It is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he would like to preview the contents of the message first.
Basically, it says due to the current Imperial presence, the Wookiees are migrating out of the sector.
Okay, he'll share that with the party.
That they also add in there that they have collected the blade from Imperial, from the one that had been impounded by the Imperials.
Nobody ever expects the Wookiee Inquisition.
No, it's the Wookiee ninjas.
No, Inquisition, you know. The quote works out well.
Well, considering a lot of the tech was built by the Wookiees, it's very easy for them to know how to get around it.
Yeah, so if you want to pass that message on to the party.
Yep.
So is this technically Piper's sword?
Yep.
Yep. I guess that's something.
Well, she did give it to the Imperials.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know she had a lot of choice in that, though. Okay.
Yeah.
I gather
Okay.
we're on a ship now?
So, they have the blade, and they are migrating out of the sector.
Yep. They're not saying where they're going.
Yep. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
Basically.
But it is signed Warren.
Signed Warren.
Is it actually spelt as Warren, or has it actually got some pronunciation difference?
Oh no, it's spelled as Warren because apparently Piper couldn't tell the difference.
I don't know about apparently, but sure.
As Piper did have trouble identifying other names.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
See ya. See ya.
So, you managed to join Lieutenant Sandemo on the Star Destroyer in orbit
Okay.
because apparently you're going first class.
Ooh. Okay.
Is this Thrawn Star Destroyer?
Yep.
Okay. So the Chimera? Was it?
Mhm.
It was
It is the
Dark
Chimera. It's enough.
Does the first class include B1?
It does.
Oh, good.
Or it could be third class, and you could be attached to the outside for the trip.
Metal's
Well, it'd be a hell of a lot
metallic,
more comfortable than
magnetic.
hanging out with these meat sacks.
Well, then you've also got cattle class.
Or he could just be stowed in luggage for the trip.
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't be the first time
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I was waiting for that one.
No, you've been given the same access the rest of the group has. So you've been given some VIP
Well, that's
quarters.
good. B1 didn't want to complete any murders on this trip.
I mean, that is recommended to not do that.
Depends on whether or not it would be convenient for Thrawn, I guess.
I suppose.
Versus how inconvenient it would become to us.
And so Guri also comes along on the ship as well.
Okay.
So you find interesting seeing her starship parked next to yours.
Okay, hers is
Yeah,
super
so it's
nice.
basically seeing a like a Porsche or a Ferrari parked next to a beaten up Ford or Mini or
Probably closer to those old combi vans.
Combi vans. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of Lada.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lada. Yes, the Lada.
Is there any chance of them accidentally mixing up whose ship belongs to who, even if we can't all quite fit into the other one?
Quite possibly, except for the fact that
eBay could do it.
hers has a security system.
Oh. There's that.
And she did warn it set to lethal.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
that.
And if anyone does bypass that, she has guaranteed she'll hunt them down and kill them.
I didn't suggest this out loud, I was just
Good
speculating.
enough to hack the security system. Do we know if there's any like abandoned mining facilities or something like that for asteroids? Trying to work out where a good spot for a pirate base would be.
Most pirate bases are either on the fringes of existing systems or on nearby systems that have no settlements. The idea is you don't want to be seen coming and going from a location, but you want to be close enough to be able to affect it.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably trying to work out from here if there was like any mining facilities that are no longer function.
Yeah, that's a good idea since that's one of our tasks. And I think that's the one that has priority from Thrawn.
Oh, this one has full priority.
Yeah,
We need to work out where those parts are going.
yeah.
Let's bring up the Elrood Sector details.
B1 thoroughly endorses the finding of parts. It just doesn't endorse giving them back.
Okay. Trying to figure out the route for you so you know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are going from...
We're going quite a few jumps. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So there are 2 jumps between Kidron and Bodron that have potential. So you've got, also 3 actually. You've got Nalfris, Alluvia, and Zaspal.
All of these places sound like dumb meat sack holes.
Whereas Alluvia, all you have in your system is it is a mining planet which is conducted by Randall Mining, and has a Thorian overseer with an herd chip in that system. As for Nalfris,
Yeah, they'll definitely be able to sense anything coming and going with those with a herd ship in there.
there is absolutely no data on Nalfris, just that there is a planet called that in that system. And Zasfal is a Koinite colony. Each one of those has potential to have other things there. Because if you're going to be a pirate, you probably want to sit on one of the less populated areas.
My first bet would be the planet Nalfris, the one with no starport.
Because you don't need a starport to get in and out of there if you're a pirate. Presumably you have your own ships that are capable of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a slightly harder...
Sorry,
So
we'll move it in a sec.
So, Nalfris would be like...
Basically, they'll have
first
some
bet.
base of operations where they can refuel and that.
Yeah. The second one, Alvia... Wait. Second one is Randall Mining Company.
And you know a few people in Randall Mining now.
We do. I'm suspicious. And then the other one's Asphale. With it being Coinite, I don't know how that would go. So, my bet is to get to Nalfris. What do you guys think?
Sorry, which one?
Which
one-
sector was I should say, which system was the one where it had the abandoned ships in it?
The abandoned ships was in Korad, which is on your way.
Yeah. And that one is overseen by
Wasn't it a Jawa?
Squib.
Squib.
by
yeah.
Squib.
But he regularly dealt with eBay
Yeah.
for parts and info.
Yeah.
Well, I guess being friends with a bunch of pirates would give you lots of access to all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a squib, but is that his name or his
Species.
species?
That's his species.
Yeah, his name is Scythor.
Zythor?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just think of a charming meerkat.
Hmm?
Just think of a charming meerkat.
I think meerkats are charming all on their own. It doesn't need to be stated.
I can't help but think of somebody, a wizard who can't use magic, but I mean, maybe that's just the nerd in me coming out.
I think he might get a little bit nervous if a Imperial Star Destroyer just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're also going to check out the 2 stolen ships, so we should probably head there straight away and keep Korad sort of there, but not quite there. Maybe get to it on the way back.
No, well, the thing is, since he does have a place where ships could be used as parts and all that stuff, I think he may have some knowledge on
Pirates.
where a good place to look.
And I agree on that, but I suggest turning up in his area in a Star Destroyer might scare the pirates off.
Yeah, I'm just saying we should probably pop in first.
He also seems like somebody who would want some sort of payment ahead of time.
But if we're on the Star Destroyer, how are we going to drop by without turning up in
We
the
just
Star
basically
Destroyer?
tell the captain on what we're planning on doing, and he comes in probably about an hour or so later.
Oh, okay, you're saying we'll take our ship
Yeah.
and go there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, alright. That's okay. Do we want to do that?
And probably also tell the our corporate advisor what we're doing as well,
Yeah.
because she might want to tag along as well, because she'll most likely know the security codes of the ships that we're looking for, so then turn off so they doesn't kill us.
Yeah.
She's happy to bring her ship along with yours.
Okay.
She's got a lot of extra sensors on hers that you don't have.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah,
Okay,
plus you actually know what the ships you're after, and exactly if there's any weak spots for it, or you might actually have any override commands for them.
I would talk to Guri and I would ask her. I would tell her, this junk planet is owned by a self-appointed quote-unquote ruler, named
Isn't he the
Scythor.
Exultant or?
Highest exalted ruler of Korad. He's self-appointed, and he's one that he likes his junk and prefers holding on to his junk. I believe he might be a little bit more willing to assist us with information should we be able to add to his collection. Would you happen to have anything, not necessarily of value, but anything you're willing to barter for information?
But she does. She has. She will talk to him directly about what she's got, because she's sure she can convince him to behave.
That might turn out well.
In what context, or what is the emotion behind what she is saying?
Sounds like she's going to kick him in the junk.
Well, it does sort of sound like she will threaten him in such a way that if he doesn't behave, he won't be there anymore.
Yeah, that might not be a lasting contact, but a necessary one that we burn.
Terrinoth's fine with this.
Mm.
All right.
Because from the way Guru's talking, she doesn't seem to have a lot of patience.
Gotcha. All right. If you guys feel comfortable moving to Korad ahead of the Imperials, we can go ahead and do that and see if we can get some information on the
Dragon.
pirate Doric.
Doric, yep.
Dorok or whatever his name
The
is.
dragon head tattoos.
Yeah. See if he's worked with them, or if seen them in any way. So yeah, that's our plan.
Okay, so as you prepare to go, your droid's happy to do its coordinates for you and beeps rather rudely at anyone trying to interfere with it again.
Good job, R4.
B1 stands tag is at it.
Wait, what do we name him again? We named him something, didn't we?
Yeah.
Don't name him anything, he's not worth it.
Ouch.
We still need B1, he's our medical and mechanic, and the R4's our astrogator.
Did we call him R411 or
Hey,
R411?
I can still astrogate.
I think it was R411.
Yeah, okay.
He was 411.
Gotcha. Sweet.
No, he's called the spare parts, that's all he is.
That's okay. He starts showing B1 his spare parts. His arc welder, his saw, his electroshock probe.
Do any of these work on a droid though?
You don't have opposable thumbs though, sucked in.
I was gonna say in the most PG-13 version of this, I can say it is a thingamajig measuring contest going on here.
Yeah.
He does have a retractable claw. So technically he has opposable thumb.
Now you don't. I said opposable thumbs.
I kind of don't want to see a showdown between these, but I kind of do.
It just seems to be.
Everyone would just settle it, Andre.
He just beeps rudely.
Is that the equivalent of a raspberry for droids?
Very much so.
If you take that attitude off, I'll remove your arms and your wheels.
Angry beeps at you.
Okay, so while you're discussing various ways to dismember each other, you jump to hyperspace.
Sweet.
Doesn't take you too long, only a couple of hours to arrive in Conrad after leaving from the system nearby. And the captain of the Star Destroyer says he'll follow along in a couple of hours. I'm sure I don't have to do anything about that. And so you're in system.
Okay.
And you pick up that Gory's transmitting because it comes up on your system that she's communicating with the surface.
Okay.
Just kind of pick up what she's
Here's for
saying.
pizza, made it.
So we're not privy to the conversation at all? Why can't we be privy to the conversation?
Because she didn't do it through you.
Well, then why can't we have our own separate conversation then?
You can.
So
Doesn't seem like she's cooperating very well.
not very well. We'll also try to ping to Scythor since we knew where he was. Like, see if we get there first or something.
Yeah, that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give that a shot.
So you someone will do a computer check for you guys.
Who's got the strongest in computers at B1?
I believe so.
Oh, you know it is.
What do you use for...
B1's our computer expert.
What do you use for computing? Just out of
Intelligence.
intelligence.
Or
Computing.
Oh, yeah, so definitely not me.
Okay.
It'd be really funny if B1 wasn't good at computers. Just finding that out.
Yeah,
I know, right?
it would be.
It would be very funny. But he does have 2 ranks in it.
Sure does.
Okay.
But absolutely no ranks in splicing, so we can't hack anything.
Okay, so you do well enough to be able to pick up where the transmission on the planet's coming from. So you get the location of the squib.
B1 passes that location to the rest of the crew.
Was it was it the same location that we found him last time? So I guess we'll go ahead and go there and see what it's like.
So Ross, you got lots of background noise there.
Yep. B1, would you be able to do a quick scan of the area to see if there's any other vessels?
Well, that sounds boring, but okay.
Okay, so he does a quick scan of the area, and he maxes out the amount of vessels your ship systems can count. Because there are a lot of dead ships in orbit around this planet, but they all register as vessels.
System random access memory allocation exceeded.
It capped out at around 100.
B1 looks to you and says, yes, there are. Please don't ask me to do that again.
Well, I thought probably the best way to hide would be in plain sight.
Yep, could be. One of the many hundred something ships out there could actually be a live ship.
And the entire surface of the planet is full of ships that have been purposely crashed on the planet.
Yep.
So imagine the equivalent of the entire planet's one starship junkyard.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that was a really dumb thing to ask.
And it did keep you busy, didn't it?
I'll keep you busy in an airlock, you meat sack.
And while you're having that conversation, the ship's board lights up saying you've got an incoming transmission.
Okay. I'll accept
Well, somebody wants to talk to you idiots.
I'll accept the transmission.
So you get Slythor on the view screen saying he's very happy that you've chosen to come and visit him today.
Okay.
How may he be of service? He's looking rather nervous on the screen.
Access to ship's weapons targeting system.
I'll say greetings, Scythor. We're here on a mission looking to see what information you can help us out with today. It's a simple call. You seem to be a bit nervous there. Is everything okay there?
Oh, just had a outline what would happen if I didn't cooperate with you today.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't worry. We just need some information. Tell me, Scyther, how often do you have visitors?
Oh, I have visitors on that planet. Well, it is one of the major stop-offs on the route, but not many people come down to the planet.
The people who come down to the planet, what kind of people are they?
Generally people looking for that rare part for their ship that no longer works.
By any chance, have you ever run into anybody with a dragon tattoo on their face?
Probably. There's lots of people with weird tattoos.
Okay.
He knows many Mandalorians who love tattoos of dragons.
Yeah.
GT13 hyperdrives, do you? I heard this hilarious story about a Jedi once. It was so good.
Well, he met this one Mandalorian by the name of Varna who has this dragon tattoo.
Okay.
Ah!
I'll ask him. Has he met anybody named Dorak with a dragon tattoo?
I'm sure I've met many a D person with a dragon tattoo. It seems to be very popular these days.
Apparently.
Well, less so now that people are getting the Imperial tattoo, but hey. If they want to be branded, that's their choice.
Yep. Have you seen, by any chance, a couple of XTS ships stop off in this area? XTS freighters.
I've seen many freighters drop off.
Within the past 2 weeks.
I'd have to say I've probably seen about 7 or 8 freighters with the XCS logos on it come through here.
Any in pairs?
All of them have been in pairs.
Well, thank you, XTS, for being unhelpful. Dropping things. Alright, I'll tell him.
I think our other friend is not going to be very happy that you haven't been very helpful.
He looks even more nervous at that point.
Yeah, this guy sounds like he's lying. Can I shoot him yet?
No,
You
I
wanna
think
shoot
somebody wants to
screen.
play with his junk.
We're not in front of him. I'll ask him,
Yeah.
have you seen a ship?
Everyone is after the ship systems.
I'll ask Scythor if he has, seen a ship last thing come through here recently.
No, the last thing doesn't come here. It's it stays off the main shipping lanes.
When was the last time that you saw the last thing?
Well, he had a delivery go out there about 2 months ago.
What location?
Last time he knew it was out near Diga.
Near what?
Diga.
Oh, that one.
All the way up at the top. So, yeah. Apparently he likes to hide out in the gas clouds. He's had a bounty on his head for about 5 years now.
Gotcha. I will tell him. Stay on the line. Just give me a second to confer with my fellow rangers. So I guess I'll put him on mute just to talk to these guys. Seems that Scythor doesn't have much information other than a possible location for Dorok. What? Do you guys have any further questions for Scythor?
We should turn his camp into a crater.
What? Why? He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of us
Sounds like
is
he's lying.
capable of doing that.
How do you know unless you try?
Well, so far he
Because we're not a Star Destroyer.
exactly. So
But we could tell one of these wrecks into a decaying orbit that might end up on his head.
I think we can leave him be for now. He's still useful to us in the future. So
Ask the R4 unit how long would it take us to get to the Diga system.
It says probably about a week, considering it doesn't have the flight path.
yeah, it's 7 jumps to Kidron and then from there to Diga.
This seems to be way out of area, isn't it?
It is.
But hey, if you're a pirate, you probably don't want to be on the main line, and you would probably have maps to jump.
So I can bypass all the other stuff.
Why do we
Yeah.
want to hurt this guy?
We don't.
Okay.
It's just B1 himself in being violent.
Can we overrule B1 at the moment?
Yes.
Let's do that.
So.
It's alright, our ship's guns does not have the range to get planetary.
Regardless, let's just skip that part.
So I'll
I
say.
gather you're happy that you've got
I'll
all the
say to be-
information you can get, yes?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll say to B1 that I appreciate his
Enthusiastic offer.
undroid-like passion. But
Don't placate me, Zach.
we'll need Scythor for future information, so it's best to leave him for now. And leave him on our good side for now.
Fish and potato.
So I'm going to take him hostage and lock him up.
I think we're good.
Because
So,
you can gather more information if he's free.
yeah, so I'll go ahead and come back online with Scythor. And I'll just tell him, looks like we got information that we needed for now. But should you see the last thing or hear of anything about Dorok and his crew, you are to make contact with Sector Rangers and or Imperial Command right away.
Well, he has heard that there are some new starships for sale on Kidron.
Alright. What can you tell me about the starships?
All he knows is that they're starfighters and not on the market yet.
Do you know who's selling them?
Someone out of Refuge. The city of Refuge.
Where's the city of refuge?
On the planet Kidron.
Alright. Is there any
Yeah, I just had to scroll down.
I was gonna say, is there any other information on like what kind of being is selling these ships?
They're doing a silent auction. And basically have opened it up to the criminal underworld.
Alright. Well, I'll tell Scythor. It's been a pleasure seeing you again. We'll be sure to stop by as a friendly chat next time you're coming through the system.
He says, please don't bring the scary lady back.
Do what I can. They're all...
Yep, and eBay has not forgotten about your ships.
Yeah.
Indeed, that could be what eBay is researching right now with his family.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have still a couple more hours until the Star Destroyer shows up.
Okay.
Can we do any kind of
Do we want to signal the corps and basically give it some of the information? Also ask, was there enough parts in those freighters to actually assemble that into a ship?
I suppose that's part of the question, because it was fairly, Isn't Sandima with us? What was in there? It was just starship parts. Secret prototypes. It's secret.
interceptor?
We can ask Sandima, was there enough parts in the shipment to create ships?
Maybe, hypothetically, ask him if there was enough parts in there, and then technically everything we've talked about is on a hypothetical basis.
Says there should be enough parts to build 12.
Alright.
Alright. Dank Ferric?
Because basically, if you're testing stuff, you wouldn't want to have the one you're testing break.
Yeah.
But we thought maybe they might be split out over enough shipments, and only 2 of the shipments might only have part of the parts, but that is not our luck for today.
Well, each shipment is the latest prototype. So they'll be making refinements and then shipping it.
So, are we just waiting now, or are we doing any more scans? I think we probably can't do any more scans.
I was gonna say, are we able to make contact with the Star Destroyer?
Come and get us early?
Not as easily.
I was gonna say, because like I'm trying to remember what the technology is behind our communications.
You
Impatient.
can communicate within system, but you can't communicate between systems.
But
That's what I
surely
thought.
impatient Guri with her,
Their
bazillion
fancy
dollar
ship.
fancy ship has the capacity to connect them, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to wait there a second more than she has to.
Well, let's ask her.
Okay, so you contact Guri. She says, "Did you get what you wanted?"
I tell her, yeah, we found 2 good leads that we could follow through on. It looks like the first one is there is potential black market sales of new quote-unquote starfighters on Kidron outside of Refuge, and that the person responsible for this may be hiding out in Dega within the gas clouds.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be best if we could tell the Chimera to continue following on to Kidron.
What was the second one?
The ship, the last thing, is hiding out in Dega,
Or you catch
which
her
is
up
an
and say,
area within gas clouds.
So Dagger as in DGA?
Yep, you got it. And it's an uncharted path outside of Kidron.
And you said a gas...
A gas cloud.
cloud.
So what do you guys think? Kidron first?
Yeah.
Check out this supposed black market sale.
I'd say yes, in the sense that the longer we wait to get there, the more likely those parts might get sold.
Yep.
I'd say yes, because black market sale sounds like we might be able to buy something interesting.
True.
Not all. So.
We could buy some slaves.
Not on Kidron. They are a slave-free city.
I don't think. But droids classed as free citizens there.
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Kidron we know is
I'll
anti-slavery.
burn that
It
planet
is
to the
anti-slavery,
ground.
yeah.
Is it anti-droid
What about
slavery?
droid slavery?
Hard to tell. Because most people don't consider droid sentient.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure ours is, by the way, it keeps threatening to kill us.
Constantly.
It's a bit like
I've
that
never
pirate
heard
dread
kill you
thing,
guys
you know.
much.
Good job today, I'll likely kill you in the morning, but
Yeah.
you know, have a good night.
Yeah, the problem is if he doesn't say that, we know that there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I haven't threatened to kill you guys today.
Exactly.
You
No, you threatened me to put me in an airlock. I think that's a classes killing.
No, I said I'd keep you entertained in an airlock.
Oh, Dr. Chuckles.
I wouldn't actually throw you out. You're too useful, but I would threaten you. Oh, right, okay.
Oh my god, he said useful. We gotta check
I'll
these
take that as a
the
compliment,
droid
thank you.
temperature.
Oh, you're all useful. You're great bullet shields.
You need bullet shields?
Yeah, no, I am actually susceptible to,
You have
you know,
tools?
lasers and stuff.
Wouldn't lasers go straight through meat sack and right into you anyway?
Yeah, but it'll slow the momentum.
No. Fair enough. Time to dodge.
What did you use the droid recover?
I will disassemble myself in front of you just to watch bullets pass through me.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be a circus trick.
Mid-combat, he just pushes his eject button, which is just all his limbs and parts eject for his skull.
Oh god.
I'm on you now, suckers!
So yeah,
I'm just watching your head fly off to somewhere else,
Then you become a pig droid.
and R4 will grab your head and walk around with it.
R4 needs me to keep him repaired.
That's why he'll grab your head and walk around with it and leave the rest of you elsewhere.
No, he needs everything other than the head, to be honest.
In that case, he might just kick your head into a hole and bury it.
Well, look, I can astronavigate, I can astrogate. I will throw him out of here.
I don't think that's going to kill a droid, but sure.
We're just gonna hang. Well, that's what happened. To him.
No,
Just hang out.
we'll leave him behind after we jump into hyperspace for my astrogation.
Alright, so I
Yeah, you probably astrogate us into the sun.
I wanted to ask you if she has
No,
technology
just
capable
you.
of contacting the Chimera from where we are.
And
She
get us
says yes,
early.
she's got them on the line.
She'll say, I would just tell her to tell them that, details lead us to Kidron, and it is important that we get there as soon as possible. So we'll be moving on. Please follow to Kidron.
Is it faster in the Star Destroyer though?
Your ship is not
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah,
a
that's
single
what I mean. If the
Star
Star
can't block
Destroyer
the
pops
entire
in, grabs
system,
us,
can
and
it?
then pops to Kidron.
A single Star Destroyer can blockade an entire system if they sit on the hyperspace route.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's two routes, isn't there?
So
Well, three, actually.
rather than telling the Chimera to meet us there, perhaps we should ask them to pick us up, because that might be faster than us going on our own.
Plus, they're also better astrogators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try.
Yeah. Pick us
just,
up.
drop us off just out of the system so they don't appear. We get in there, then they blockade one of the main area for them to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure as soon as the Star Destroyer fronts up, the
It'll
optional
interrupt us.
coffee freeze.
Yeah.
So if the Star Destroyer wants to take us to, hold on, I have notes.
Close to Kidron?
If the Star Destroyer wants to take us to Nelfers? They want to take us to Nelfers, and then we'll make the one jump to Kidron. If I remember that right.
Yep, they can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
And they can also upload the jump into the droid so he doesn't have to calculate it for you.
Perfect.
Because the droid can hold so many jumps.
Okay.
Is that R4?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to calculate, he just has to correct for any time changes. So it makes it an easier role for him.
Have we been shown what the super secret starship looks like?
No, you have not. That's why you've got Lieutenant Sandimo with you and Guri.
Yep. So yeah, we'll have the Chimera pick us up then.
Okay, so it takes you about half a day to get there.
Yep.
After all the stops and checking with things. They're the ones you needed to.
Yeah, just having a few problems. I'll be alright though.
Good. So yes, you find yourself in Nalfrus before you know it. You don't have to actually stress about jumping and doing all the stuff yourself.
That's nice.
So yes, you're definitely getting the full service from the Empire.
Very nice.
And you make the final jump to Kidron yourself, only taking an hour and a half.
Woohoo!
Alright.
So you don't have to remind me to take it. I've done it already.
So, is the starport in Refuge?
There are two starports. One of them is in Refuge.
Okay.
Well, actually, Refuge doesn't have a starport. You've got to park outside it.
Nearest starport, I guess. Oh, can we just park outside it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Refuge is set up as a dome city,
Okay.
which
gotcha.
they don't open up the domes for stations.
Which is why we have to park outside it.
So for Ross's perspective, you can see some of that.
Okay. Can we do a quick flyby where all the parked starships is and see if there's any two freighters that look like were stolen?
There doesn't appear to be any parked starships nearby. If any starships came by here, they probably only dropped stuff off and left. There are many areas where it looks like starships have landed, but nothing looks as if it has any starships there now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I guess we will park outside of Refuge, and I think we need to do some investigation inside of Refuge to figure out where this sale is going down outside the city.
I'm pretty sure Khalid has underground
Yep.
or
Yeah, I've got
underworld.
Underworld and Streetwise.
Yeah, so
I
perhaps
Streetwise.
get him to take the lead on that.
Yep.
Plus, I think he's cunning or his presence is really high. So
His presence of
which one do you need when you're underworld?
I'm Fabio.
intelligence.
I've got a very high charisma.
V1 will go about the town in robes completely covering itself.
So we just have skinny robes walking around.
He just
Well, he's got a bulky
basically
body.
he runs a Jawa.
Okay, so the City of Refuge itself has many iron cannons around its perimeter. So designed to shoot down anything that tries to get near it. And has its starport 2 kilometers away in the jungle. So
Good thing we parked outside.
If you weren't part of the sector ranges, you wouldn't be allowed to park.
Why is it in the middle of the jungle, just out of curiosity?
Because it is basically a city of refugees.
Still don't quite understand why you'd make your starport in the middle of the jungle, but sure.
It's not supposed to be accessible to.
You send it out to the least desirable place on the planet.
Yeah, well,
It's not meant to be a transitory place. It's a place people go to when there's no other option available to them.
So have we vouched for the corp lady to come along with us, or is she parked next to the starport?
She parked next to you, whether they said anything or not.
Okay.
do you want to go off either on your own or with one other person to do the questioning so that Guri doesn't necessarily scare the shit out of them, or do you want to take Guri because she might be useful in gaining more information?
Yeah, I'll take Guri on. Well, more like I follow Guri because more than likely she's going to want to take over.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Perhaps, maybe send Demo and either Kayana or myself go and look at more official peoples, if there are official peoples here.
Well, it says the official in charge here by his records is Cap Fortuna.
Cap Fortuna.
A
Why does that
Twi'lek.
remind me of someone?
I think we talked
His
Because we've met him.
His cousin runs the administration for Jabba the Hutt, he says.
Might be worthwhile talking
V1
to
double
then.
checks that everybody's smart devices and shoot to his.
Maybe it might be wise to go and talk to him as well in some sort of official, unofficial capacity.
Okay. So as that's happening, you hear that the as you land, there seems to be a group of officials coming to check on you
Well, how about
with weapons.
how about we bystand them while Khalid and Guri disappear? Is that right?
You can if you wish to.
And does anyone else want to go with Khalid and Guri?
Well, I do have sneak or stealth, I should say.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Well, we'll keep them occupied while you guys go and get some info. But does B1 want to go with them or Kayana, or do you want to stay here and deal with the officials?
Well, I should probably deal with the officials. If you
That's. I was just trying to let you make that
if you
decision.
want to go with Carly, you can go ahead.
No, I'm happy to stick with you. I don't think I'd be much use in underground. I've got one underworld
If you got one, then
and one streetwise. All right, I'll go with Khalid then, as long as he's happy to have me.
Okay, so you two head off with Guri, as Kayana is then met by representatives of the city.
Just try and make sure B1 doesn't offend them too much.
It's funny that you think I can control him.
I said try. I didn't say you'd be successful.
Well, you do control his paycheck
Yeah, true.
and his charging station.
That is also true. It was Jabba the Hutt, wasn't it?
Medical services withheld.
Good thing none of us are injured right now.
Yeah.
Restraining hold activated.
I do have iron weapons on me, by the way.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So
Okay.
I guess we'll welcome the official.
Okay, so you are greeted by Kip Futurini himself, who's come out to meet the glorious Sector Ranger themselves, having been there for your award ceremony to be presented with.
I'll tell him. Well, thank you for coming to greet us. It's a wonderful honor to be able to speak with you and talk with you. And we are on planet doing some Sector Ranger work. I'm trying to figure out what I need to say now.
So which criminal element
Do we have
are you investigating
Sandemo with
today?
us as well?
You didn't have Sandemo with you at this stage?
I thought he was with us.
He's with Guyana.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if Sandemo's with Kayana, they can. There's kind of someone to back her up, help her out.
Yeah. So I'll just tell him today we are investigating some reports of piracy, and
There's lots of piracy around.
exactly. So hence why we're trying to do some.
And you came at the right day. Today's Talk Like a Pirate Day.
R.
It's September 19th.
Yeah.
September 19th.
I like that you know that.
It is my
but-
favorite holiday.
But then, there's a part of me that knows that also because we used to do it at our work all the time.
I love all the nonsense holidays. My birthday is International Awesomeness Day.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I don't think my birthday means anything, but I don't mind.
Oh, I guarantee it is. We'll look it up after this.
There's always something on anyone's birthday.
There's always something. So I'll just tell him, yeah, we're here investigating some piracy. This is currently an ongoing investigation, so I can't share any further information other than some questions that I may have.
Sure. As long as your questions have enough information for me to answer it, I'll answer whatever I can.
Absolutely. So I'll
But for an undisclosed question on piracy, yes, there's piracy.
yes. So I'll ask. Okay. In an official capacity, what can you tell me about the pirate Dorok?
Bad breath.
So have you met him?
What does he look like?
Are you on friendly terms with him?
Not really. I wish he cleaned more.
When was the last time that you heard Dorok was in control?
He was here less than a week ago. Doing his wheeling and dealing, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Anyone's welcome here.
Yeah.
Even your interesting droid who likes to kill things.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Hey, that's rude. I've only ever killed one meat sack.
He only threatens.
Okay, your droid who likes to threaten to kill things.
Is that somehow worse? Because it implies that, by nature, he only threats, therefore he's actually no danger.
It does, yes.
Not really, because I actually killed an entire human and I never even warned him.
So you don't just only threaten, you occasionally follow through.
That time he didn't threaten at
I
all.
mean, we're retired.
Oh, okay, so it's when you're getting threatened that you're safe, it's when he doesn't threaten you that you're in a bad situation.
That's what Carly was saying earlier.
Yep, okay.
I'll ask
Maybe. I
Mr. Fortuna,
Mm-hmm.
whatever his title.
Yep.
City manager, he says.
City Manager Fortuna. You said Dorok was here less than a week ago.
Yes.
By chance, do you know which direction that his ship flew off in?
He points out.
It's
What about locations?
super helpful.
Says, well, all ships go up, very few ships go down. If your ship goes down, they generally don't go back up again.
Yeah, no. Once outside of the atmosphere.
That's not his problem once it's outside the atmosphere.
Because
His concern is the city.
Would he,
This is
like,
city.
lodge a flight plan or something? Would that be something that's required?
Not on this planet.
Probably
we can
not.
Not from this city, no. This city has no flight control tower.
Yeah, okay.
So that their actual starport is basically an area where they've cleared the trees.
What about
And
any
that represents
rumors
their starport.
or something of where he's going?
The
Did he
offi-
mention where he was going?
The official wouldn't have information on that.
If he knows him, he might have mentioned where he was heading off to.
I guess in an unofficial capacity.
I'm sure he's looking to buy some ships.
Looking to buy ships.
Yeah.
So he could still be here. He said he was last seen him a week ago, but that doesn't mean he's actually left. And his ship could have easily have left the planet without taking him. Because these guys, or the GM, likes to do this stuff to us.
Is there any rumor that Dorok's crew has come into quite a few impressive ships?
No, but they are looking to buy some.
They're looking to buy. Interesting.
Promising captured ships in exchange for fighters. They tend to capture a lot of light freighters.
Gotcha.
Anything bigger than that is too much for their crew to handle. It's the equivalent of car thieves.
So I guess these freighters are much bigger than light ships.
It's
The freighters are what was stolen.
he's sort of referring to family car
Yeah.
versus comparing it to an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
So the ones that were stolen were closer to the aircraft carrier,
Yeah.
and these guys are known for stealing the equivalent of the
Family
sedans.
cars.
So the
Family car.
inference is that he's probably not here to get the freighters. The question is he swapping his family cars for parts of interceptor bits to put together one eventually?
He may
Or sell.
The pirate makes his living basically taking out small freighters. So it's a
Yeah.
small fish in the
So he's
pond.
he's not a target in those terms.
The biggest ship he has is smaller than a bulk freighter.
But he still has these parts we want, right?
It was implied.
Yeah.
It wasn't confirmed.
He was hinting that the pirate was trying to buy them.
Yeah. He's looking to buy. I'll ask Cap. So, I've been looking to try to add to the whole Sector Ranger ship collection. Any word on any markets?
Well, there's lots of markets of ships here. People like to sell and trade everything, including planets.
Any markets outside the city?
No, they don't do a show and tell. They do a buy from a picture.
Okay.
Which he says you're sucked in if you actually buy from a picture and you don't actually view it yourself. But hey, they don't have any storage facilities for any goods on Refuge for that main reason.
Yeah.
Because if we actually had stolen goods here, we would be a target.
Yeah.
But you can buy and sell goods from elsewhere here.
Yeah.
Such as?
Anything you can dream of except slavery.
Okay, but any locations?
He gestures towards Refuge and says, the entire city is full of thieves.
In acquiring ship parts, is there a particular regional area of the city?
Depends on the ship parts you're looking for.
Really super cool, good ones, almost brand new, probably brand new.
No.
That, fell off a freighter.
Says, there is currently an auction going on.
Do we need to, slip him a bribe or something?
No.
His cousin works for the Hutts.
I'll ask him, do you know the location of this auction?
He might. He's just having trouble remembering right now.
I'll give him 10 credits.
Yeah.
He
Do you want to insult him or not?
He scratches his head and goes, my memory's getting a little bit clearer, he says, holding the credits up against his head while he's scratching.
I'll give him another 20 credits.
It's a lot clearer. You can say it's one of the buildings off the city square.
And another 20 credits on top of that.
And he says, well, with that, his memory's really sharpened up. It's next to the environmental control building, being the only building on the city square from that side.
So that might be our interceptor parts, but what about the parts that... So the parts that Durek has is different from the interceptor parts? They're from the... Was it the Whisper?
He has he captures light freighters.
Oh.
That's his entire stick.
That's
So got nothing to do with it whatsoever?
Nothing to do with what we're looking for with the Hail Me or anything.
Okay.
Completely separate.
Well,
What the hell are we
he is a
chasing
light
then?
freighter. There's a good chance he's the one who actually got it.
There we go.
The which freighter?
The Hail Me Mandalorian freighter.
Oh, okay. So that's the Hail Me stuff that we're working on.
So there's a chance that his crew is going to attack. Okay, so sorry, I missed
Yep.
writing this down. So he said that the auction is happening.
Next to the environmental control building in the city square. There's only one building there. He does say that your badge won't get you any discounts.
Mm-hmm. You may not go in uniform.
I'll tell him that I'll remember to leave it on the ship.
He shrugs. It will get you entry.
How would you get entry if you don't have that, though?
Reputation or money.
Mm.
Either you're known as a buyer or seller, or you throw lots of money at them, like 2,000 or 3,000 at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be more feasible for us to go in as rangers, but then perhaps a couple of us to change somewhere.
Us to go in as law enforcement to an illegal auction.
Well, he said that the sector rangers will get us in there, or we pay 2,000 to 3,000 worth of bribes. I don't know if
It'll get us in there, but that doesn't mean that it might disperse the people
Will-
we need.
Thrawn front us that bribe to get us in there to track down his parts.
Thrawn's not here.
But is it something that we could ask Sandemo about?
You could, but Sandemo might not have access to it quickly.
Yeah, but, you know, we might have the money up front as a part of the Rangers. We just might want to get it back at some point.
Guri would have the money.
Okay, well, then maybe we would make sure Guri's happy to pay the
Why don't you
barge.
just walk in as corrupt sector rangers?
Because I'm worried if we walk in as sector rangers, then that might disperse the people that we're looking for.
Corrupt
You
sector
do have to.
rangers.
Yeah, but the other thing is you do have to remember that we were also protection for a Jawa rave as well.
Yeah, true.
And also that they do have a law here of not pulling guns on people because the people who pull guns get shot by everyone else.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's at fault, whoever draws the gun first gets shot by everyone.
Hear that, B1?
Kind of wouldn't hurt for them to think that we're corrupt, because it might get us information
I've never
elsewhere.
shot anyone this far.
No, you've just bashed them or exploded them, right?
Snap the neck!
No. I just snapped the paraplegic neck with my bare hands.
You have hands?
Bare
as
hands?
such? Bare hands?
Yes.
Where did you find a bear?
Look at who's the queen of the dad jokes today!
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't actually.
He didn't.
No. But you can investigate it if you want. Quick, ask him more questions. See where it gets you.
I'm not there.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, Ross, you're sneaking into the city with
Oh shit, I'm supposed to be Ross.
Ariadna and Guri.
Yeah.
I've got telepathy, right?
Absolutely.
No, it's called a comlink.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. I'm sorry.
And while you're sneaking through the trees, walking to the city, you're hearing the conversation over the comlink that someone left open.
Perhaps maybe we should turn it off at this point.
So you've heard the conversation up to now.
Yeah.
As you reach the gates, and there's a rather bored-looking person there asking for ID, and Guri just drops 100 credits on the in the guy's hand, and you walk past.
So who did we approach in particular?
That was the guard gate who was
Okay,
asking
yeah.
for identification.
Yeah.
Apparently, he likes your identification.
Yeah. So
That's
in that case, we know exactly where the auction's going to be.
You do know because you were listening in on the comms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you start heading to the city square. So, from your guys' perspective, that's the city itself.
Okay, yep.
So the front gates look like that with a big wall and a huge cannon.
Mm.
Nice.
And so you guys snuck in through the entrance, which is about half the height of the building. So Ross,
So they
you can
really
see
believe
as
in
well.
showing the guns.
Oh god. So that's the same ion cannon that's in Empire Strikes Back.
Probably a lot smaller, because the cannon is the barrel's only about the length of a person,
Oh, okay.
so not as big as you would expect.
Yeah.
And the town itself not as big as you would expect for the amount of protection it has.
So that's basically surface protection. It wouldn't really go off the planet.
It would get anything in the atmosphere, yes, but it wouldn't go out of the planet. If something is attacking from outside the atmosphere, it doesn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Which is why you don't piss off the Empire and actually have the stolen goods here.
Hmm.
So speculating on stolen goods is completely different to selling stolen goods.
It's probably an important distinction sometime.
It is, because they're talking about stuff that happened elsewhere. And most likely not on Keyfoge. So you managed to make it to the building just as we switch over to the others. And how do you want to finish up your conversation with Cap Fortuna? He's been quite helpful so far.
He has. I'll just tell him. Well, City Manager Cap Fortuna, thank you so much for your information thus far, and I hope that our future conversations prove to be as equally fruitful.
Well, he says it has been always rewarding dealing with the Sector Rangers. And he's
50
more...
credits a little bit rewarding.
Well, he got more information from you than you got from him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, I think I don't have anything further for him unless B1 had something.
He's happy to give you a tour of the city.
Is that going to be useful?
It'll be distracting.
Yep. I'll say, I'll have to do a rain check on that. But
He's more than happy to do it whenever you're interested.
I'm so surprised you didn't say that the weather's going to be predicted for rain tomorrow. How about then?
rain check in a dome city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll just tell them that we'll have to forego the tour today and that we will head into the city ourselves in order to...
Okay, so once you enter the city itself, it goes from stinking hot to bearable. Because most of the jungle is way too hot. A little light on the oxygen. And it's definitely far more comfortable now that you have managed to get out into the dome itself. And as you get out there, you can see quite a few blocks away your friends are walking into the city centre.
Cool, we'll join up with them.
You know you got your own, but if you want some dark raspberry.
Oh, thank you.
There's no such thing as too much chocolate, right?
Exactly.
So we meet up?
Hurrying to catch up, you catch up to the others just as they're about to enter the building. And you see that they seem to know Gory at the door.
Cool.
I gather that's how we get in without question.
She says you're with her.
Yeah. So we trade off her creds. Or her rep.
And when you're in there, you see what appears to be a room full of little holograms, and people are standing around holograms shouting things.
Like
It's-
bidding. Who here would probably B1 would be the best one to identify the parts, the kind of parts we're looking for?
Actually, I think Gory would be, because he's the one who knows what the
That's
ship,
true.
the freighters would. I was just thinking suspicion they'd be selling the freighters due to the fact that they stated they were wanting fighters.
But in terms of role playing, we can't roleplay Guri as much as we can roleplay B1, so it doesn't hurt to have them both doing stuff for us. How much can we roleplay an NPC?
Well, Gory's says you look while she's looking, and she heads off into the crowd.
Okay. Well, there you go. B1.
I'll give B1 a computer roll if B1 would like a computer roll.
B1 may have dropped out.
I mean, yeah, computers would be alright, if not mechanics.
Just have to make sure I take out the previous dice. Okay, so apparently you're very successful at that one. With quite a lot of successes.
They're pretty good.
So, B1 does track down rather quickly that there is only 2 sellers selling starfighters. One of them is selling outdated, and one of them is selling cutting edge. And the cutting edge one doesn't have any names or company names associated with the vehicle being sold. Just saying it is prototype starfighter.
So that sounds like the one.
Sounds like we should go to this one selling all the old stuff, right?
Start stocking up.
eBay would appreciate it, but
he can also guarantee that there's no ships that match the transports for sale. Either it's already been sold or they're not for sale.
Okay. But these prototypes are promising. Alright, so I guess we should go talk to this seller selling the prototype ships. How do you guys want to go at this?
do we want to contact Guri since she's got all the money and we're going to have to...
Well, she's right here with us, yeah.
No, she went off her own way.
Oh, that's right.
So we might need to call her and say, we found the parts and they're being auctioned and we probably need your wallet.
Maybe not we found the parts, but that we have
We found some parts.
potential.
Okay, so...
I don't know, cutting edge prototype, you know, starfighter. There is a chance Martin could be sending us off down the wrong path, but he could also be beating us over the head.
Well, you also got such a good success too.
Yeah, he did get a lot of successes.
So, tracking
As a
down...
character, I'm going to completely ignore what Martin the DM would be doing and focus towards the place with the new starfighters and not mention the other.
Okay, so you go to the place with the prototype starfighters. You find as you come up to it that you can actually see who's got it listed for sale, and it is a Hutt cartel. And Sam Demo whispers in your ear, because you can see pictures of the ship. It says that's the prototypes.
So these are the parts we're looking for.
These are the parts you're looking for, indeed. He doesn't know how the Hutts got their hands on it because nothing in the footage or stuff that they saw pointed to the Hutts at all.
But, what was it? No, it's not the Crimson, but what's the big crime ring?
Black Sun.
Black Sun.
Black Sun. The Hutts could have ordered put a request through the Black Sun to get it.
He says possibly, because he does know that some of the Hutt cartels are part of Black Sun, but not all of them.
But the other thing is, it also means that you've got a leak. They knew that these parts were coming.
He says possible, but these parts have been coming for a while now.
Okay, so is this the only time that you've lost these ships?
First time they've lost the ships. And it's about the 12th shipment so far.
For your knowledge, in the timeline of when this has taken place, have the TIE fighters been seen in combat?
The TIE fighters have the TIE interceptors have not. You've seen some early prototypes of the TIE interceptor.
But the TIE interceptors haven't been found yet. Okay.
So you witnessed Thrawn testing some.
Okay.
That was when he did the sword fight with Kenku.
Gotcha.
You mean the demonstration?
Yep.
Instruction.
Let's be kind to Cadkir and call it a demonstration.
Training video.
Yeah. The training video.
I'm sure there are worse things you can train for.
So these being actively auctioned right now.
Yes, they are currently up to a bid of 2 million credits.
I would highly suggest we get Guri.
Yeah, so like we'll comp Guri.
Did you say 2 million?
2
Yeah.
million.
Yeah. I thought you said 2 billion, but you know, that's just as unreachable as 2 million to us.
That's starting to get into capital ship prices, isn't it?
Mm.
It is. But prototypes are worth more than that. Because someone has to invest more than a couple of million to invent a new TIE fighter or a new starfighter of some sort. They have to be running for many years to make a profit on what they invest.
Yeah.
Okay, and it does show that these prototypes have shielding systems as well as life support.
Okay.
So we'd really like one, but you know, not so practical for a clan.
So they're just auctioning one or multiple?
They have 2 for sale. Going as a pair.
So we're looking for 12 altogether. So this is 2 of 12.
Mm-hmm. Hard to say if any have been sold ahead of time, if they're selling them off in pairs or for sale.
So do we contact the person with the money, or?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Can I actually try to work out which hut cartel it is using my underworld?
Sure. What is your... well, you do an underworld lore, it would be about 2 difficulty.
Yeah, so I believe I got a skill of 2, and my intelligence is 2.
So that would be 2 yellow. Amusingly, you got 1 whole success on that one. So it could have been worse.
Versus
Yep.
any despair, or?
No other bad things on that roll. Just
okay.
just a success. No threats, no advantages.
That's good.
That helps.
So yes, you do recognise it is not the same clan as Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
It is one of the rival clans.
Okay.
And considering the manager of the town is connected to Jabba the Hutt.
Yep.
Be interesting to him. Because you said he was the
Cousin
of the
of his
Fortuna
administrator.
working for
Because
Jabba.
Bib Fortuna works for Jabba the Hutt.
Because Bib Fortuna is the city planner of
Mm-hmm.
Bib Fortuna is the major domo of Jabba, whereas Kep
Kep.
Fortuna is the city manager.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Good to have family connections.
Mm.
So as Gurig looks at it, she does swear, figuring out who's actually got the ships.
Yep.
And she says she'll make a couple of calls, and she'll be back.
That's ominous. I love that.
Do we stay and keep an eye on what's going on? Does she tell us she'd like us to stay and keep an eye on it, or?
No, she says she'll be back in a when she's made some calls.
Okay.
She hasn't told you to do anything yet.
So is there anyone there at this holographic
Yes,
thing?
you do recognise some guy with a dragon tattoo on his head.
Well, this would be Carlin's turn to ask a lot of questions of Dragonhead guy.
He's got that porn star mustache
Oh
going.
yeah. That's awesome.
I think Carlin's got all the underworld and streetwise, although I can assist him, is that right?
You can, yes. And as you notice that, you see a sign come up on the screen saying bidding paused. And then you notice it starts appearing on old screens around the room. And people look surprised.
I've got to do a check next time I see her where I try and do the equivalent of, what's that one where you perceive things? Find out what her favourite things are and start flattering and bribing her so we can be best friends.
So was that all auctions that have been paused, or just that for that particular auction?
Apparently the entire room of black market deals have been paused.
Everything. That's why I'm like, we really need to find out what she likes to eat and drink and just start plying her with it and being really friendly. It might not work, but it might not hurt.
Well, remember that her employer happens to be within earshot of the Emperor.
Yeah, and also
That's what
a huge, in front of a multi-trillion, I guess, organisation company. You said he had a very large...
He has more wealth than most planets.
Yeah. So I gather that would go in the trillions?
It's the equivalent of a person who could buy a world on a whim.
Yeah.
So he's like an Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos sort of dude. That kind of money.
Are they still billionaires or are they moved into...
They're billionaires, but I think somebody's close.
It's the sort of person who shows up at a place and goes, oh, I like this, I'll buy it.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't have the penthouse suite? Well,
what do you mean I can't have it? Here, I'm just going to buy the whole building. Yes, I can have it.
And kick whoever is in there out.
Yeah.
But they're the president. Doesn't matter. So yes, while you're watching that, you do get this very surprised and shocked look of people around the room. Apparently this doesn't happen very often as people are going, what's going on?
Very often? I'd be certain it didn't happen at all, really, but sure.
There could be some communication problems.
You could play dumb. Are you going to question the dragon dude?
I'm just observing to see what he does, actually.
Okay.
You see he pulls out his comlink and starts talking into it.
So is he talking a language we can understand?
Well, he is sort of whispering.
Can I shuffle closer and behind him?
Sure. What's your character's perception?
I don't think I've got any, but let's have a look. Oh, goddamn hands. Actually, I've got 1 in perception. But only a 2 in cunning. I don't suppose anyone can assist me.
Well, it might look a little obvious if a couple of you shuffle over.
No, fair point.
I was going to say, I have 2 in perception.
Well, you could be the one to shuffle around, but I'm already doing it, so...
Okay, so apparently with his 3 dice against your 2, you succeed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the dice are on our side today.
Yes, they are.
Oh yeah, they're not trying to kill us yet.
And you can hear him saying, there's something suspicious going on here. Maybe we should pull out of meeting for today.
The dude with the dragon tattoo?
Yep.
Okay.
So, he's not a proprietor as such as being a bidder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says that there's a lot of heat here at the moment, so he might just sneak out the back.
I think someone with stealth should follow him.
Do you do the whole, head nod thing towards...
Yeah, the very slight gesture where you kind of twitch your eyebrow but don't actually move it.
That's where you use your eyebrow to point, it's like...
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I am actually wearing a helmet in that. So, So I'll disappear in the crowd and follow him if he decides to leave.
Okay, so he walks out the back with about 20 other people.
Well, at least you'll melt in.
Unless that 20 other people happens to be his crew.
And as they walk out, they all put their hoods up and go in different directions. Looking the same.
We don't have any, sneaky tracking devices, do we?
Not that you've had a chance to use yet.
Mm. So, is there a way you can follow someone? Like, if you kind of try and...
If the force is strong with me at the moment.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you just had someone pull a con on you using 19 other people.
Yep.
So we lose him.
So what is Carly's
I've got
perception?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sure I've got one yellow because I don't have the character sheet, but I've only got a 2 in cunning.
Okay. Okay, so as you
Force is not strong with me.
you actually managed to get a success and 2 advantages
Ah.
plus a despair.
Oh, okay, because I only can see the despair.
Mm-hmm.
So I've moved the 3 things into the center. As you believe you've targeted the right person. As you go rushing off after them. You single someone out of the crowd and follow them.
He's on a wild goose chase, basically.
So you start calling in locations to people as you're going.
Yes.
And about half an hour into tracking this person, they drop their hood and you realise you've been following someone different. Completely head full of blue hair. Doesn't look anything like the guy you were following. Also not the same species.
No, great
Yeah, it's
mustache.
like, yes, that when you said blue hair. Yeah, great.
And they seem to just go into a bar and sit down.
Okay, so does he actually have any dragon tattoos?
Person you're looking at? No dragon tattoos at all.
Yeah, I lost him. Okay. But the other thing is, they still need to get off planet.
They do.
Do you think there's a way you can track him down that way?
Basically, they have to. They've either landed in the jungle or they've landed in the starport.
Isn't the jungle a starport in the side?
The
Starport is
actual starport is about 2 k's away.
Yeah, in the jungle.
In the jungle.
Yeah.
And
And only people with high credentials can park outside the city.
High.
And I'm presuming Dragonhead pirates don't have high credentials?
probably not.
So he's probably in the starport in the jungle. When he leaves. Yeah. If he leaves. He may not leave. He may stick around until the parts become available again.
Quite possible.
Well, the other thing is, it means that he didn't actually steal it. He's
Yeah.
trying to buy it.
That's true.
That's why it's confusing as to why.
No, remember how we also thought
the
it was
stuff
going to
led
be.
to the pirate Doric, but if he stole it, why is he trying to buy it, and why is it in control of this this Hut clan? Yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't adding up here. But the important thing to know, the pirates that we thought stole it are the ones who were trying to buy it.
Yeah, but the thing is, why are pirates wanting to get so many fighters?
Well,
It's just 2 at this stage.
a prototype fighter might be something no one else can hit, track, identify. Basically, it's the equivalent of buying something so outdated no one will believe it's a threat.
Yeah.
Getting your hands on cutting edge military tech, Now that is a game changer for a pirate.
Yeah.
And it might be
themselves up
a rival
more.
clan, like even Jabba the Hutt's clan, that is financing him obtaining those two fighters. But remember, I jump to conclusions easily, so.
Okay, so while you're in there with everything, the crowd's starting to disperse a bit because, well, if they can't bid, they're not going to stay around.
Yep.
Is there anything we notice about anyone in particular, especially in relation to our ships, for lack of a better description?
Okay, so
Like, there was a dragonhead
Mhm.
person. Are there other bidders and things there?
There are lots of bidders here. Most people have hoods up and stuff like that.
Okay.
There were a lot of Jawa here as well.
Alright. Would have been good to have Eba.
None of them with purple eyes.
No.
Oh darn.
That'd be funny. I'm here on a family visit. We're having family time. Quality family time.
But you do see Guri talking to a Rhodian in the background. And the Rhodian doesn't seem very happy with the conversation.
Unhappy as in afraid for his life, or unhappy in that he's helpless to stop what's happening and he's really miffed?
Probably both.
Okay.
Because they're normally a deep green, and he's looking a very light green at the moment.
So when you try to write who is and make it the same word, you come up with whiz.
So Ruby's talking to a Rodian. I don't know. I'm debating on whether or not we should approach. Can we approach to where we're in earshot and that she can see that we're there, I guess?
Maybe out of his line of sight, but within hers.
Yeah, if possible.
Yeah, she seems to be demanding he tell her all the details about the cellar. Or his family will find out about his dealings the hard way.
I'll let it play out.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do. And also the most entertaining.
Okay, so after it going on for a little bit, you do hear that he believes that the local representative for the Hutt cartel is called Lud Chud.
Lud Chud.
Yep. Who is based out of Terrinoth.
We've been there at some point. haven't
That
we?
was where you came from. Which would mean that I have the perfect opportunity to know about Fraser's coming and going.
Was it Lud Chud or Chud Lud?
Lud Chud.
Lud. Is this coming out of the book?
Yep.
Okay. Someone was having an imaginative day.
And he's described as basically a spider with a spider sentinel.
Alright, I don't want to even write that down, so we're all good.
No, thank you.
That's why I'm not showing you a picture.
Picture's not needed. Just the word spider is enough for my imagination to scare the shit out of me. Love phobias. Do we hear anything else? Does she leave off after that, or?
Well, she says his bidding will stay offline for the next month.
Well, so she's closing down his auction house? That's pretty... Yeah, she's not afraid of making enemies. I gather there's nothing else of use that we hear.
And you do find out that it's believed that the pirate that you knew about was set up to take the fall. So it would distract from what's actually happening.
Is Khalid rejoined us?
I think other people have dropped out.
Well, if Khalid hasn't rejoined us, I'll step out of earshot and comm him to come back in. But if he's with us, then obviously he can hear.
Let's see. Are you still there, Ross? Bad reception. I will try pinging Ross again so we can get back in again.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Okay.
Yep.
So yes, he says Ludchard, who most people believe to be a humanoid, but he has dealt with him in the past, is the seller for a the local representative of a hut cartel.
And when he says local, it means sector.
Sector representative, yeah.
Gotcha.
Because the huts don't have a physical presence here.
Okay, so he's the seller.
Pretending to be a hut.
Okay. I guess, is Khalid able to join us back at by this time or no?
Yep, Khalid can have returned at this stage.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you want to interrupt Guri talking to this Rhodian dude, who's like the organizer of the marketplace, to see if you can ask any further questions about Ludchud?
Okay. So what race was Ludchud?
He is a
Rakan.
It's a spider guy.
So think spider or centaur.
Oh, he's the guy that lost an arm.
You haven't seen one of his species in this story yet.
No, I mean, basically, no, I'm sort of just saying that so I can get an image of him. So he's like the guy that
He hasn't been shown
Obi-Wan cut his arm off in the bar.
No.
That species?
No, he literally looks like the equivalent of a humanoid body stuck onto a spider.
Oh, okay.
So you know how a centaur is a humanoid body stuck on a horse? Think the
Yep.
same thing with a spider.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So it's not something that's been
tricky.
shown on screen so far. This is one of West End Games' creations. They have lots of
So
freaky-
sort of like what the drow have.
very much like that,
Yeah.
but less pleasant.
Okay.
So, for your guys' perspective,
Okay.
I'm sure that doesn't go down freaky at all for you. Not sure of you.
I'm good, thank you.
No, we need to put a
It's literally exactly the same as you guys.
Yep. Let them do it. Because I don't want to interrupt. I don't know. So, yeah. Did you guys want to interrupt and talk to the Rhodian yourselves? Did you just want Guri to continue on with whatever she's gonna ask?
You're good? Ross, what about you?
Everyone has no interaction with anyone so far.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm currently running off my phone at the moment. I can't work out how to transfer it across to my PC. The stupid thing didn't pop up on the PC.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, she drops a crit stick in his hand and says that should compensate you for your time.
Alright.
And tells him if he sees any more contraband from XTS or Imperial surplus, he's to contact her immediately.
Okay. Cool.
He sort of backs away, looking very embarrassed, and rushes out. But he says, well, that was interesting. It appears one of the local crime bosses, she says with sounds of disdain of crime boss, has been responsible for stealing them out of the planet that it was stolen from. So they've had you running around the sector chasing their leads.
For no good reason.
Well, to get you away from what they're doing.
Yep.
It's a good chance the freighters didn't actually leave the system.
Yep. Very good chance of that. So,
She says that micro jumping is a thing where you just jump outside the sensor range.
yeah. So, because here they can sell things based on the promise of the picture. Yes.
They wouldn't be able to sell outside of the sector. This is the main market.
Okay. Based on, I guess, her information, what we saw from the thing, was there any confirmation about where these ships were being kept?
Okay. There's no confirmation about where they are. Just that the crime boss is the one selling them.
The crime boss is the one selling them, and that he is usually based off of Terrinoth.
He never leaves.
He never leaves Terrinoth. Okay.
He's like a spider in a nest, she says.
Okay.
Pulling his strings for everywhere else.
Okay. Oh. He's still in terrain.
He does have rumors of storehouses on Lanthrum, which is the one at the bottom, near the clouds.
Oh, okay.
Which might be just enough off the route that the Empire won't notice if the ships are dropped there.
Yeah, the Empire probably won't notice, but the corporations will.
The closest jump for us would be the Bodrum.
So Lanthrum was meant to be the middle stop of the route,
Yeah.
but Coin managed to outbid them.
Okay.
But they have managed to remain semi-relevant with connections to 4 systems.
Okay. So I guess I'm talking with Gory. In trying to get these ships back into XTS's care as soon as possible, my call would be to search the warehouses in Lanthrum.
She's already ordered some people to go look into it.
Okay. So we could go back to Terrinoth. Yeah.
Yeah, she's happy with that. She's got a few people looking at various things for her right now. She didn't come here by herself.
Yep.
That's not very efficient.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wonder if she's got a pike all nice and sharp, because I'm expecting the spider guy's head's going to be on top of it.
Quite possibly.
Basically, is saying, don't mess with us, to all the other crime lords.
Either that or she wants the person who ordered it.
True.
It's very different to take out an underling than to take out the head of the chain.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way back to your ship, unless there's something else you want to do while you're here.
I think I'm good. Did you guys have anything?
Well, you've still got the dragon guy, but unfortunately he's not the main suspect anymore.
Since we've essentially cleared Dorok and his crew, they're not people of interest. Even though they are doing illegal things, they are not relevant
To this case.
to our current mission of getting the ships. Unless a couple have already been sold and they managed to have some, but again, that's what if situation. So whatever you guys feel is most comfortable. I feel we probably have to go back to Terrinoth.
Yeah.
You guys have any qualms about that?
Anyone would like to hear that?
Okay,
Well, when there's a chance you get to squish a bug, I'm sure it comes in handy.
absolutely.
Okay,
Why
so
is B1 squishing a bug?
We're going to go squish the spider guy.
Okay. Oh, actually, I don't disagree with that, actually.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom again myself.
Sorry.
So you can catch up on stuff while.
Yeah, so we're no longer looking for the pirate and the
I got to that bit.
dragon-headed guy.
He was a fall guy.
So, we've found that the spider guy is based in Terrinoth, does not leave
Bloodshot.
Terrinoth. He has warehouses on Lanthrum, which is a planet off the trade route,
Mm-hmm.
but is still connected. So Guri
So
has...
did you say lamp?
Yeah, LANTHRYM.
Yeah, definitely needed that.
Yep.
N or M for Mary?
And
Last.
for Mary.
Yep. Okay, so he has
Storehouses
there.
And Guri is having people look into that, and she is okay with us going back to Terrinoth to investigate Ludchud and confront Ludchud. I
Right.
guess.
Slash let our B1 interrogate him and then
Yep.
do the equivalent of droid's fly spray, I guess.
I guess. So, I think that's so far the plan here.
So-
Unless anybody has anything they want to do on Korra.
I don't suppose, aside from maybe shopping, which I don't think we've got time to do, I don't think there's any other reason to be here.
Nope.
So, yeah, I'd say I'd be voting for...
Especially since the only shopping is black market.
Well, you know, people like eBay and
Well, the black market got shut down.
that kind of thing would probably have tried to anyway because of their family connections. But considering eBay is not here, I'd say no.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start making our way back to Terrinoth.
To Terrinoth?
Okay.
As much as that's going to drive the Imperials crazy.
we're doing the investigation. Apparently Thrawn is very happy for us to do this investigation. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care how frustrated they get. I'm pretty sure they kind of don't care how frustrated they get because Thrawn is in charge.
I'm sure they only object once.
If they're stupid enough, I would say.
That's what I mean, they only object once.
God, you have to have incredibly low intelligence. And no survival instinct whatsoever.
Yep.
Hey, you've got people who talk back to Darth Vader.
Do they live long?
No.
Hmm.
But they might not listen to the rumours and think it's only rumours.
I heard he often, cut off limbs and decapitated people.
Yep.
Especially people who was training that he felt weren't really that good.
If they didn't learn their lesson, then they lost the limb.
Yeah, that's it. And once they lost so many, they couldn't replace them with cyber parts.
Yes, then they would know. Then their lesson was for everyone else. See, this is what happens when you don't pay attention.
Even if they
To
got
be fair.
cyber parts, that's still a lesson.
Darth Vader's lost most of his limbs, so it's just like you'll learn to live without it.
Okay, so catching up with the Star Destroyer on the previous stop because it was waiting for you.
Yep. Ah, yep.
You managed to spend half a day travelling back to Torino without having food and rest. It's nice when you can actually stretch out on a bed or a lounge.
Yep.
Unless, of course, you're a droid and they got plenty of recharging sockets.
God, I'd love to be a droid.
Got that nice solar power. It's real. Oh, he's gone. Dang it.
That was a good one too. Let's
Yeah.
hope he watches the video.
I know, right?
Quite possibly. Okay, so yes, you make it back to Torino.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get to Torino, Guru, before you take off, Guru's got some video footage of Lantham for you.
Okay.
It appears
Is
that,
it on fire and in embers?
Well, it's a
No?
nice planet.
Yep. It's a video of Lantham.
And they found one of the starships there.
Oh wow.
The,
One down,
freighters.
11 to go.
One of the freighters or
One
one
of
of
the
the
freighters.
Oh, one of the freighters.
Did it
Okay.
have all of this cargo?
Still has all its cargo on board.
So approximately 6.
Which is amusing considering, like you said, with the way that they shipped things, you couldn't build a whole ship from a single ship. So each freighter carried half of a ship, and they all carried this, and they carried the same half. Of each
So
of the ships.
not necessarily the equivalent of 6 ships, but definitely enough of a dent to
That
make
they-
it very difficult to build 12 ships.
They would be able to build any ships. With
Yeah.
this.
Gotcha. So it's. Gotcha.
So that they did have a plan of if they could get at least one ship out, the prototype's useless.
Okay.
God, that one's a hard one to write down. Parts to assemble half of the 12 ships, I think is...
And it does look as if that they were in the middle of scanning all the parts of one of
Oh.
the ships.
Has she got those scans? Can we ask her that?
Well, she says the people involved are no longer talking.
But I mean, data-wise, has she removed it or?
That they have no data systems either.
Oh, okay, yep.
So this was video is the freighter back in ecstasy. Is it
XTS.
XTS?
Mm.
Back in XTS's command.
They have managed to get control of it,
Okay.
though it's going to take them a while to get it up and moving again. Having shorted out its flight systems when they detected its presence. So it couldn't take off without them.
I don't know how I read all these notes.
Okay.
They activated the failsafe when they were in reach.
Okay. Gotcha. So one has been found, and we have to find the other one.
Mm-hmm. hopefully on Terrinoth, where we are now.
Fingers.
It'll be a nice feather in our cap as far as Thrawn goes.
I mean, get the law enforcement and the Imperials out of the system so you can move the ship back in.
Yep. And maybe have a quick look for the Hail Me parts. Or black box, more specifically. Because that was one of the main reasons for being over here, wasn't it?
That was the reason for going to the starport before everything went.
Yeah, yeah. Don't even know if we've lost all leads or if we'll find new ones. We will have to see.
Okay, so returning to the system of Terrinoth. Only been gone for a little while, but everything here seems to be a little bit on edge. Considering there was an explosion last time you were here.
Yep.
And there seems to be an outpouring of grief over Officer Fabio's death. A lot of women crying in the streets. Though it may be the same women in various shots.
The same women?
Moving for the cameras.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So it looks like there's a lot of wailing people.
It's kind of like when they take a photo of 6 people and then use that software to create a mass crowd, which is what they did for the Lord of the Rings army. They had a group of 10 of them and then they just copy and pasted it.
Yeah.
And so they have a funeral procession with a casket for him going down the street when you're coming back.
Okay.
Is there any sign of Chandra?
She's not visible. From what you heard, she left around the same time he was cremated.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I wondered if she'd come back for this memorial / funeral display because he was cremated.
Of course, it wasn't publicly announced he was cremated.
Yeah, well, that's our knowledge. Oh no, Fabio! For once you needed rescuing by the princess instead of rescuing the princess.
Fabio still alive?
I have no idea. I just know he was on a heck of a lot of romance covers when I was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
I don't think it was that old, you know. He's probably about 15 years older than, say, what I would have been at that time.
So he's not that old.
He must have been like young 20s, late 20s.
Now I'm curious.
Alright, now it's been.
It's just like, it's just like
checked.
one of those things where, like, with like, you think of a random celebrity and you're just like,
Yep.
I wonder if they're still alive.
That's what the internet's there for.
Yeah. Thank you, internet.
He's 63 years old and still going.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go, I was roughly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
About
it wasn't
15
that
something
old.
odd years older than me.
Gotcha. You know, it's always that thing where my mom's like, tell me the
Almost
guy
20.
that was in that thing. I'm just like, who are you talking about? She's like, the guy, the thing. I'm just like, are you talking about Matthew Gray Gubler? And she's like, yes. I'm just like, why do I know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
It's almost like which guy, which thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some people.
And the thing is, she won't. Sometimes she'll just mix up the title of the show. She was calling, like, I remember once she was calling Rules of Engagement, Terms of Endearment. So
Yeah.
completely different titles, but she just expected me to know. I'm just like, what are you talking about?
It's kind of a very similar linguistic
It's pattern.
alliteration.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. So anyway, we're back on
Right,
Korea.
yeah. Off Fabio, who
There's a
has...
funeral memorial procession. I'm gonna say maybe something akin to a New Orleans funeral, but maybe not as joyous.
No,
That they do
Something a little bit
have.
more, but
more
definitely-
histrionic,
but
dramatic
definitely
wailing.
a lot of the same wailing.
Yeah.
And they are showing
alcohol.
a lot of racing footage of Officer Fabio from his time in the circuits.
Is Maverick around to be our personal taxi service that will hopefully not kill us?
Well, you're still coming down the planet where
Oh,
you're seeing
okay.
all this.
Yeah.
And in the dot points at the bottom of the screen, they're talking about rioting on Darylin being suppressed.
Was that where we just were?
No.
No.
There's it's the last planet that we haven't actually been to yet, that there hasn't been much communication coming from.
I just knew I remembered it, but
It's been mentioned quite a few times, but it's also sort of mentioned as no one goes there anymore.
Mm. Alright. Awesome. Lots of wailing, crying. Hopefully we can avoid that.
Okay, and you get priority landing.
Yep. We're cool like that.
Okay.
I like to think of myself as not being cool like that, but being able to stick around with the people who are cool like that.
Are we landing on the attacked starport or the unattacked starport?
Well, there are quite a few, so you land on... How many do they say there are? I say you're landing at the non-attacked one because, well...
I thought they only listed 2 last time we were talking about it.
Yeah. So, the non-attacked.
There's a lot
That's
of...
fine.
Yeah. I presume the non-attacked one, because maybe they don't have the attacked one up and running, yeah.
I made your land spaceport and 2 orbital spaceports. So there's 2 orbital spaceports.
Oh,
and
gotcha,
one landing
gotcha.
one. So they would have had minor ones that you went to last time to check out stuff. And the major one was where it happened.
Gotcha.
So did you want to go to the major one? Or did you want to go to the space stations?
The major one's fine.
Well, I was just wondering, where are we most likely to track down Lud Chud? At a major one, or... well, he's supposed to be based on Terrinoth, isn't he? Didn't you say he's on there and he never leaves?
And he's never seen by people.
While we're in flight, is there any kind of investigation we can do to figure out where might be the best place to start looking?
Okay, so... Guri does say that the 2 orbital stations are most likely able to hide a freighter.
Okay, so let's go to the non-attacked one?
So, the one of the orbitals.
Probably be hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Most likely that they've just painted over the symbols.
Okay. So, we'll go to the first closest orbital station.
These freighters would have a higher energy strength on it, wouldn't they?
They would if they were pushing it.
But could B1 scan for, like, shape, model, type?
Not if they're inside the station.
Okay. But if he were to walk around, would he spot them? Although that would probably be a lot of walking, maybe drive around. I can totally see him on a speeder bike.
Well, shouldn't they all have
Records.
Oh,
yeah.
So he can check the computer for records.
Do you think they would have listed it in the records, though?
They would've-
Listed it
It
correctly?
would most likely list size and have footage of it. And
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we could investigate that way then.
so if they got it wrong, then it wouldn't be that hard to just get everything of the rough dimensions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be the first thing to do.
Okay, so with your droid currently occupied, with driving,
Yep.
you land on the first of the stations that start accessing their systems.
Yep.
And Gori says that there is something that matches the measurements of the ship, but not the description, on the other station.
Okay.
She's gone through the logs of both.
Are there
So
any
it's-
other ships on this station?
Nothing that matches these measurement schematics.
So I guess we're going for a trip over to the other station?
What's the description?
Description says completely different type of ship.
But it matches the.
It's got
Weight.
it's got the same
Size.
size, dimensions,
So we'll go there.
engine signature sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you can tamper with that to throw out and give it a different ID.
Yeah.
Hard to do, but possible, she says.
Gotcha.
yes, you make it to the other station, and I might end up pausing the game here because you'll be heading into a firefight for the next part of the story.
That's perfectly fair.
And that means you get a chance to blow things up next session.
Pew pew pew!
Yay!
Yeah.
And Guri recommends bringing your weapons along.
All of the weapons.
Sounds good.
Has Katkia taken her sniper rifle with her? Or?
No, that's an issue.
That's on our ship.
alright.
Because you wouldn't take that into a...
You wouldn't take it onto the planet.
yeah.
Mm.
It's sort of a little obvious to carry something almost as big as you.
I was just curious, since you mentioned weapons, where Katkia's weapons were ended up, and I presume she would have kept small weapons.
She would have kept like
Blaster.
a
all
blaster or a
weapons are in the
knife,
armor.
but
The weapons would be in the armory, you'd just carry a personal blaster with you.
so a certain enforcer may want a sniper rifle, perhaps.
It was a heavy blaster rifle.
Oh yeah, I could use that one too. Actually,
I don't know. It's
I have heavy.
Katkia had the sniper rifle. I've
Yeah.
got the heavy blaster on.
Gotcha. Yeah, but yeah, for the sniper rifle, I have both light and heavy, so I can use.
As rangers on
not
Terrinoth,
gunnery.
would we have any authority or circumstance of authority where we could carry such weapons like that around, even if they were just in a big bag? Or
You're the equivalent of the riot police or hire. You're the people that they bring in to deal with criminals no one else can.
okay, so we would be able to bring certain weapons in. We may want to consider which weapons we're taking with us.
It's just that you don't expect to be carrying them
All the time.
most
all the
of
time. Yeah, that's what I mean. We may want to mentally start the next game going, we're taking X weapons with us because we might find we need them, and if we haven't stated we got them, we might not have them. Does that make sense?
I just wrote that we're getting ready for a fight.
I'm going to write in weapon selection.
No, that'd be good.
And Guri says yes, that there is footage of someone with tattoos matching Dorian's
Dorax?
Dorax,
Okay.
which she's been able to identify as definitely not Dorak.
Definitely not
Okay.
Dorak, but similar tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos still look fresh.
Ah, that's how I did it. Okay.
Wouldn't you want to blame someone else if you were going to pull off a heist?
Yep. It's a perfect way to do it.
And it may not actually be tattooed, it may just be painted on.
Yep. Because that would be way better, because then you wouldn't have to kill the guy.
And then you can wipe it off afterwards, depending on how permanent it is.
Exactly. Well, cool. Cool. I am prepared to die next session.
Well, we've had quite a few sessions without firefight. It's nice to have one.
Yeah.
where you
True.
can't
I think
really
we
know what's
only
happening.
had, maybe 1 or 2 sessions where we actually fought?
And you haven't really had to fight bad guys yet as police.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. Pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew.
because the only other ones we had the firefight with was droids.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And
we've only had training once. Well, I'm sure we've had training since then, but in session training.
you had your training montage session.
Had the Rocky theme playing in the background.
Just not the raw eggs.
I'm sure they say they were fresh.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So I guess we'll
We'll stop it there for tonight. Thank you very much
Yep.
for joining us, Ross.
have fun in Queensland.
Yep. And then back down to cold Emerald.
I was gonna say, have fun coming back to the cold.
When are you coming back?
Yep. Well, I'll be going back down to Emerald over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there for another week or so, then back to Canberra.
Can you
There's,
bring some warmth with you?
Yeah, just pack some of that sunshine. Although apparently there's a lot of
Rain.
really heavy weather and stuff up that way, and power
They're
outages.
complaining it's cold here at the moment. I'm going, it's 23 degrees. Why are you
Yeah,
complaining
yeah.
that it's
That's
cold?
Because
typical of Queenslanders.
That's almost freezing for them.
Yeah,
I could say as a person from Arizona, yeah, that's almost right.
every time we got
slightly
Queenslanders
giggling
on.
when I'm seeing people rugged up in with scarves and
out
the
there in the
bloody
parkas.
And
big jackets on, and
we'd
it's
be
only
out there
like-
in shorts and singlet,
You
going, "This
should-
is brilliant
Yeah.
weather."
You should see them come in to Canberra in winter with their schools of kids
Yeah.
to our education centre, and they're like rugged up to like, they're wearing snow gear, and every single conversation you have with them is related to how freaking cold it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for joining, Ross. I will go
Yep.
to end credits.
Okay, well, I'll catch you guys later, and thanks for the game.
Thank
Best
you
of
for
luck
playing.
up there.
Thanks for joining.
Yep.
Oh, 20.
Ooh.